nothing more fun than being in a 60s vehicle with modern drive and suspension. Hi there, it's Rachel with Vigilante, and today I'm going to discuss our newest build, the Super Wagoneer. These are incredibly special vehicles because they were only made for about 2 years. And at some point, they were the most luxurious four-wheel drive vehicle on the planet, dare I say. They kind of paved the road for luxury 4x4 vehicles to expand and kind of become the new norm. So let's take this baby for a ride. First, we're going to start by disengaging the e-brake. And you'll notice over here, what used to be just warning lights, we 3D printed the casing, took the same font that were the original warning lights, and we turned them into functional buttons that now engage and disengage the emergency brake and roll up and lower your tailgate window. Parking brake disengaged. Are you ready? We were really excited to do this vehicle. One, because they are so incredibly rare and they're just beautiful. It's like a jewel almost, so shiny with miles and miles of chrome, a metal dash that just screams the 60s, and all kinds of gorgeous and beautiful detail on the inside. And for the Super Wagoneer, one of the biggest defining features was their center console, because at that point, Jeep was only doing bench seating in the Wagoneer. And so this was where they finally split it, and they put this glorious center console in the middle with your chrome clock and your leather armrest, and it's just a long feature that goes from front to back. And technology today has allowed us to 3D print this center console and add our functionality into it. And one of the big things that we did, which may seem like a small feat, but it was no small feat, I guarantee you, is that we put in, this is a manual transmission. Jeeps have manual transmissions, and that's correct, but not those Super Wagoneer. So when we 3D printed this center console, we had to do it so that it would hold the manual stick, but still look like it came from the 1960s when the car was remade. And it's just a beautiful piece. And not only does it hold the manual stick, but it also holds the ducts to get AC to the back. So lots of things that when you step into the car, it looks original, but it has been taken up to the next level. And we're so pumped to get this beauty on the road. It's incredible because sitting in here, everything is time period correct. But she handles very like a modern vehicle. And her pickup and go, I mean, listen to that SRT8. Man, it's a fun car to drive. As I mentioned before, these vehicles were only made for about 2 years probably because they were so luxury at the time. It was too expensive to continue to make. And not only when you look at the outside, you see, I mean, literally miles of chrome sparkles down the road. And those gorgeous pastel colors that were part of that time period. We have the gun sights on the front. That's also a very prominent feature that makes the Super Wagoneer so special. And the seating is so comfortable. Well done, Liz. The wheels were also something spectacular because they had spinners on them. And if you follow Vigilante, then you know that we have the bigger wheels to accommodate the more powerful brakes because we do put the new modern engines in them and you need a lot more stopping power. Safety first. So each wheel was taken from a big chunk of aluminum and carved out of that big chunk of aluminum. And we also had to do the same with the spinner on the outside. And when this thing is in motion, those wheels and that spinner, I mean, literally, it's like going back in time. But underneath the hood is an SRT8 with a lot of get up and go power. I'll let you hear that for yourself. One of the big things about having a Vigilante vehicle is the dependability and the go power to be able to get on these bigger roads and freeways and feel like you have the same power as every vehicle on that road. It's a huge plus, but then you stand out from every vehicle on that road because of the vintage look. And this one is incredibly special. The Super Wagoneer came before the wood grain. And instead of the wood grain, you have this like chainmail effect. Very thin line of it, surrounded by chrome. These vehicles are incredibly hard to find, all the pieces, all the parts, as you can imagine. So we just feel very fortunate that we were able to do one of them in our lifetime. Maybe two, if I have my way. Looking at this metal dash, again, you really wouldn't know all of the features that have been added to it. The gauge cluster has been updated to jive with the SRT8, and the things that it reads are more up to date. You've got your fuel, you've got your temp, you've got your speed, of course. And then we move over to the AC. The AC ducts we 3D printed and just made the AC more robust in the entire vehicle. The radio has your old school push buttons, but it has your new school Bluetooth functionality. You can play Bluetooth from any of your devices. And there's something so cool about this. The steering wheels from the 1960s, all metal with the finger grips on them. And this one's no exception. It's a beautiful piece to the vehicle in and of itself. We've really enjoyed this build. It has been one discovery and one problem to solve after another. Technology has just come so far that has allowed us to, what you can't find with new old stock, you can now 3D print. Or if you need another functionality, you can keep the same language of that design and 3D print it to keep the time period correct but hold the modern functionality. Hey buddy, you okay? Welcome to Texas, y'all. Thank y'all for coming on this ride with me. If you have any questions about this Super, drop it in the comments below, and I will take the time to answer them. Have a kick-ass day. Bye, y'all.